Hey everyone, Deborah with Pinching Pesos here, and it's time for They Paid What? Sales update video. I haven't done one of these in so long, I wasn't even sure how to do it anymore. But you know, you gotta get started somewhere, right? Or restarted, rebooted. People like to use the word pivot nowadays, gotta pivot back to where I was. But I just want to preference this with I fell off of reselling for over a year. And the sales that I have are for the last 90 days. And I wasn't going to do sales updates. The reason why I didn't do them for so long is I kind of felt ashamed of my results. However, I wasn't really putting in any time. So the fact that I had results at all, I think by me not showing my sales in videos like I used to every week, I was kind of doing a disservice to my subscribers who aren't full-time resellers. They aren't going out and pumping it out every day, or they're not spending 10 hours a day doing listings. They might just do it in their spare time when their kid's taking a nap, or when they get home from work, or in the morning when they have an hour, you know, those kind of things. And I think it's, like I said, doing a disservice to my subscribers by not showing that, hey, you don't have to be on the hustle and the grind all the time to actually make some money. And so in the last 90 days, I grossed about $3,000 on Mercari, Amazon, and eBay. So we could just say $1,000 a month. For the time I was putting in, I actually think that's great. And so I'm not going to sit here and boo-hoo about it and be like, this is a sad sales update. No, this is great. Because if you really saw the time that I put in, $1,000 is $1,000. I mean, that's gross. But we'll just say, like, not gross as in disgusting, but gross as in, like, that was the sales price. We'll just say normally profits are half of gross margin, I think. At least mine are. So $500 a month, I think that can make a significant difference in a lot of people's lives. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this video. If you haven't seen one of my sales updates, I do a lot of screen sharing, let you know what I paid, what it sold for, and I have graphs and all those things. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you first some Amazon sales that really stuck out to me. These are items that were all purchased just random retail arbitrage or at the thrift store. And a couple of them are things that you want to look out for. So let's go ahead and share my screen with you. All right. So this is my Amazon sales snapshot for the last 90 days. You can see my total was $1,478. Average sale price was 34 bucks. So that's pretty good. But I'm going to show you a couple things that I picked up. These are sky nappers. Okay, this company is actually in Austin. I bought these at Goodwill. Bought 5 of them for $5.99, and I sold all 5 of them for $39.95 each. One person bought 2, so that was really nice. And I just actually put the box inside of another poly mailer and sent it 2-pound rate instead of sticking it in another box, and it being the 3-pound rate. So $5.99 at Goodwill. I didn't list these for a really long time because the keywords were terrible. What is sky napper? What's a sky napper? How is anybody going to know to even find this thing unless they knew specifically what they were looking for? Well, silly me, I should have just listed them because as soon as I put them up, they were all sold within like 2 weeks. The next thing I purchased, and I actually sold these at just the right time, because if you see the prime price is $70. I bought these at Ace Hardware. It was actually True Value, but Ace Hardware bought True Value in my little local town. There's only 12,000 people here. If you aren't familiar or don't remember, we moved last year in August right outside of Austin. We're about 25 miles outside of Austin to a little town called Lockhart, and there's like 12,000 people here. But they clearanced out pretty much the whole store for 75% off, and I bought the submersion pumps coincidentally at the same time that the hurricane was coming. And I sold both of them for $89.95 a piece, and these were shipped merchant fulfilled. These didn't go into Amazon. I shipped them myself. $89.95 each, and the person that bought them bought both of them. So $179.90, and I paid $50. Next up was this little Unipack Easter egg playset. This actually went to a school in West Virginia. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it now, but this came in one of my plush bags. I believe I even showed it in a video on like what's in the bag when I do the plush. So it essentially cost me 50 cents, but it was new with the tags. All the little animals were still attached with the plastic, the little plastic tag. And it sold for $29.95, and I paid 50 cents essentially in a bag of plush. And it was listed very long, like less than a month, and I didn't have to take pictures or anything. So that's kind of the benefit of doing merchant fulfilled on Amazon, is that if it's new, you can kind of just throw it up there and go on about your business without taking any pictures. But you don't always have to sell new things on Amazon, because I sell these frappe machines every time I find them. I bought one for $8, like 2 months ago, maybe? They typically sell, and I list them merchant fulfilled. I don't send them in, used. I'll print out the manual and say in the condition notes that it's used, good condition, may have surface scratches, comes with a printed, meaning I printed it, comes with a printed manual. And I sold mine within, it was right at a month. Like I said, it was $8, and I sold it for $119.95. This is one of those items that you want to put a saved search on Facebook Marketplace, on Mercari. I've actually bought one off Mercari for $18 and sold it for $129 during the summer. So go ahead and do those saved searches for you, because they come up on Facebook Marketplace quite often. And so do the so do the latte makers, and I'll show you one of those that I just got 2 weeks ago, and it sold the very same day I listed it on eBay, but we'll get to that when I get to eBay. This is another item that I bought at that Ace Hardware liquidation. I paid right about $7 for it. You can see the prime price is $39, so I went ahead and listed it merchant fulfilled for $32.95. It sold within 1 day. It was already pre-packaged in hard plastic, and plus it's a Maglite. It's not going to get broken. So I went ahead and just stuck it in a padded poly mailer, and it shipped out for less than £1. Like I said, I sold that one for $32.95, paid about $6 or $7, can't remember exactly. So those were my notable Amazon sales. And if you missed it, I did $1,478 in product sales on Amazon in 90 days. So that's all of those. And I want to say hi to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining me. I wasn't sure if anybody was even going to show up, since I haven't been around doing these types of videos in a really long time. So thanks for coming out and supporting me. The next things that I'm going to show you are actually my Mercari sales. If you've been watching this too, we've been talking about Mercari quite a bit since we came back from the summer break. And everybody's been kind of getting involved with Mercari a lot lately. I've been seeing on Instagram, people stepping into Mercari. So I love Mercari because I feel like the products that I put up are getting a lot more views and a lot more action than they are on eBay. I can have something that I list at the exact same time within like a minute. And the eBay one will have 3 views, which, are all bots. And then the Mercari one, I'll have like 7 likes and 40 views. And I'm like, what is the traffic difference here with Mercari? Like, why is Mercari getting so much traffic over eBay? And I think maybe it's just because there's not as many sellers yet, even though it's been around for a couple of years. I don't know. I think a lot of things are going to change with Mercari in the way that the amount of activity we get might change a lot, just because there's going to be more people hopping on, because everybody's trying to kind of branch out from just being one platform. A lot of cross posting is going on nowadays. If we can ever get one of the companies to actually put their cross-posting software out to the market, that'd be great. I have a question. If you self-fulfill and you get a return, does it come back to you? It comes back to you. So if you ship something yourself as merchant fulfilled on Amazon and it gets returned, it's returned to you and you process the return. Everything is done through you. You do the refund, you do all the customer communication. That's the thing about merchant fulfilled is Amazon is kind of out of the picture. They're just being the platform that sold the item, and they're basically charging you a referral fee, but they're not selling it or doing the customer service or shipping it or holding it or doing anything for you aside from just hosting it on their platform. Okay, so back to, all right, Mercari has actually been doing pretty good. I have one item that just fell out of the bracket of being 90 days, but I want to show it anyway, just because I have another one that I'm going to list, and it's something you kind of can run across, and they've been out for a couple years, but they still sell. And I think there's better ones out there than this one, but they still sell anyway. Is it true that after 30 days, your item will only show up on Mercari app as best offer? You mean like where they add best offer? I know that once you start promoting your item, so if you promote your item where you're like, oh, I want my likers to know I lowered my price by $1, then I believe at that time it adds best offer to your listing. I don't know if there's a time frame that they actually add best offer, but I know that eventually I think they all do get best offer on them just to move your item. I like best offer on Mercari. I will accept some way low offers on Mercari as opposed to eBay, just because I know once I accept it, then the payment's already processed and I don't have to wait on anything. I just accept the offer and then I ship it and then they get it. And then 3 days later, I get my money. Like, I don't know. I accept some crazy low offers on Mercari just because of that. Once eBay implements their best offer payment system, I'll probably accept way lower offers over there too. But I just hate accepting offers on eBay and then the people don't pay. You know, like you're just sitting there and it's just in limbo for however long. You wait for a payment and then you open the payment thing and the payment thing has to close and then you have to relist it and it's just like a pain. But anyway, let me share my screen. I'll show you Mercari stuff. All right, so I know this is really small, so I'm going to make it really big. These items, I'm going to scroll up and then I'll show you each one. All sold within the last 90 days besides this Tefal Active Fry. You might have heard me talk about this on the stew. I did talk about this item. But these are all the things that I sold in the last 9 days on Mercari. The fryer, this satin tier thing, some curlers, some shoes, a doll, some other random items. I'll show you them all individually. And let me make this smaller. Okay. So one of the things that I sold is this Senseo machine. I always pick these up when I see them. I just picked up a black one last week. I paid $14.95 for this in the box. It came with these 3 canisters and all the extra stuff. It literally looked like the person might have used it one time. I don't know what the following is with these Senseo machines, but people love them. And just the actual plain black unit, no box, no nothing. Normally it'll sell for like $40 or $50, depending on how long you want to wait for somebody to buy it. But $82 is what I sold this for. I originally started it at $100, and I'm pretty consistent about marking down on Mercari like every 3 days. And I got it down to $82 and somebody bought it. So done and done on that one. The next thing was this Manila Starbucks mug. This one sold for $34, paid 99 cents for it at the Salvation Army. This customer actually tried to open a return on Mercari. They said that it got damaged in the mail. So I sent an email. You can open up a support ticket. I sent a support ticket to Mercari and told them, hey, this item was fine when it shipped out, so it was obviously damaged in shipping. It was insured, so the customer needs to file a claim since it was already delivered. Can you please go ahead and close out this return? Thank you for your exceptional seller support. And they responded, within the next day and went ahead and closed out the return, released my money. I don't know what they did with the customer. Then these curlers, I paid $3.99 for them. They had the clips, which always helps, but you do not have to have the clips whenever you sell curlers. Just make sure you say you don't have the clips. Specify that 2, 3, 10 times, because sometimes you get a wackadoo that's like, these don't have clips. And it's like, give me a break. You can buy them at the store for $3.99. It says they didn't have any clips. No clips. But these had clips, and that always helps. $40. They were only listed for I listed them August the 10th, and I think I sold them August the 14th. So they were only listed for 4 days before they sold. So not bad, $40 from $3.99. And then here's that T-fall I was talking about. And I actually have another one of these in my garage that I just picked up right after I sold this one. I haven't listed it yet. I sold one of these actually 2 years ago for $100 and something. This one I thought was new. It was sitting in my garage for a year, and then I took it out and I was going to use it. And then I was like, oh no, this one's new. But what you want to make sure when you find any of these little fryer machines or anything that has a filter, open up the filter area and look in there, because regardless of however clean the unit is and it looks brand new, that little filter area will always show if it was used before. And mine had oil residue in there. So I listed it as used. I bought it for $7.99, sold it for $57. And air fryers are so popular right now with the keto community and the low carb community, and even just the regular dieting community. But air fryers are all the rage at the moment. This was my daughter's American Girl doll that I bought at Goodwill for $1.99. She had it for several years, cut the hair off. It was all wackadoos. But even at $1.99 that I paid for it, and she had it for a couple years, $27. I don't know if y'all know, but American Girl Doll has a hospital, and you can send the dolls there, and you can get replacement heads. I think they're $35, and they'll send them back in a hospital gown with a little medical bracelet and all this other stuff on there. It's actually really cute. But if you find a really funky doll, you can either sell it as is, or if you want to, if it's really desirable, you can send it in for repairs. This Houston mug made me so mad because it had so much action. It had so much action on eBay and on Mercari. It had 8 likes on Mercari. I think it had 6 watchers on eBay. And I kept lowering the price and lowering the price. And this is one of those examples of whenever somebody makes you an offer that's a decent offer, just take the offer. Because I had this listed for $29, and I got an offer of $23. And I tried to squeak out $2 more. And I'm like, no, I have only had it listed for a couple days. I'm not looking to go any less than $25. Well, then I didn't even sell it. It went for $18 after I did, I kept promoting it. It got down to $18. And then it sold. And I should have just took the 23, but I was trying to be greedy. That's what you get for being greedy. This is an example of selling on Mercari where I find it so much better than eBay for low dollar items like this. This is something I actually bought for my house. I bought it for my house. It was too big for my counter. I paid, I think, $3.99 for it at Savers. And I was going to actually get rid of it. I was going to set it out by the curb. And I was like, somebody will pick it up. But Mercari is so easy on the app to list things. You can see I satin nickel 2-tier fruit basket. Boom. It was a crate and barrel, come to find out. And I I took a best offer of $10. You can see it had 16 likes on it. It had like so much action. $10, stuck it in a box and went on about my day. On Mercari, it's a 10% rate. So I made $9 on something I was going to sit out by the curb. And it took me like 1 minute to list it. My chat got really quiet. Is the feed still playing? Because I don't have YouTube up. I only have the chat. I hope it didn't drop off. That would be a shame. Somebody say something. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. Lauren says intently listening. I feel like I'm just rambling all to myself. All right, I need like a wingman. I need like a hype guy to just be like, oh, that was awesome sale. Like, or, oh, that was boo-boos. Like, anyway. All right, so I got Periwinkle here. This was actually in a bag of plush that was $1.99. So he probably cost about 25 cents. And I went ahead and listed him on Mercari for, I think, $12, $13, because Mercari's all flat fee. And then I took an offer of $9 on him. He literally weighs like 2 ounces. Tiny, tiny little plush toy. But I made $8.10 on something that took me like a minute to list. I mean, the titles are so small. You only get 40 characters on Mercari, so you have to be really careful about what you put. But it didn't take very long to sell. I think I had it listed for just a couple days, and it was off on its way, and the person was really happy with it. So $8 is $8. This came in my daughter's Yummy Twins. She has a subscription from Japan, and they send her items directly from Japan every month, and sometimes she gets things that she just doesn't like. The subscription costs us $30 a month. This was one of her, I think she gets like 8 things. This was one of her 8 things that she just didn't want. And so I listed it on Mercari. It originally started at 15. It got down to 13, and then the person bought it. So just a little Tsum Tsum or Tum Tum, or however you like to say it. Tumbler. So I made, what, $12 back on the money that we spend on her little subscription box. And this needs to sell. This hasn't sold yet. This is a Tommy Hilfiger pink lion baby thing. There's like no other ones on eBay or anywhere else like it, but I might have it priced too high. This just sold today. I bought this for $2.99. It's an Ellen DeGeneres dog bed. It's way too small for my dog, and my dog is 10 pounds. She's a Yorkie poodle. So somebody's tiny chihuahua or teacup or something is going to have to get in this tiny little bed. I took a best offer for $14, only paid $2.99 for it, and it was bought from my house, but just didn't work out. And next thing that sold on Mercari was this, and this sold in just a couple days. It's a vintage Cutco knife rack. You put it in your drawer, or it can hang up on the wall. And I paid $1.99 for it. I cleaned it off, and it was just gone. They just bought it. $20. That was the price I listed it for. Sold for $20 plus shipping. Stuck it in one of those longer regular priority boxes, and it was on its way. And I think, oh, here's a narwhal. This narwhal came out of a plush bag as well. That was $1.99, so I'd say it's probably 25 cents. I started him at $15, but you can actually buy these brand new on the Douglas website for $15. So the fact that I sold a used one for $10 is, I think, exceptional. So I profited $9 off of it. It cost me 25 cents. Took me about a minute and a half to list it. I think that's good. And somebody said they saw Tigger. Yeah, I've got this Tigger mug. And I also have this bouncing Tigger that is not in the cleanest condition. That's why he's super cheap. But I didn't want to throw him away because he's really cute. He's got a little spring on him, and he just bounces up and down. And this was the last thing that I sold on Mercari recently. This is also from my daughter's subscription box. She didn't want any of this stuff. And so I went ahead and just listed it. I think I had it up at like 20 bucks at one point, and I've just been promoting it, and it sold for 14. The person got it. They gave me 4 stars because they said that the eraser actually wasn't new, that it had like a little mark on it, but I don't know where the little mark was. But they still gave me 4 stars anyway. I know it wasn't used, but I don't know, maybe it came like that and I didn't push this up. I don't know what happened. All right, so that's all of Mercari for now. Do you guys have any questions before I move on to eBay? Because we're going to like rip through eBay. Because there's a lot of, well, not a lot of stuff. There's like 38 things there, and I'm not trying to make this like a 2-hour-long video. All right, let me get my eBay stuff up, and we'll be going along. I miss doing these videos. I don't know why, like, I became like such a little recluse. It was like, no YouTube. What lighting do you use for your photos? I just use these little clamp lights with, that wasn't smart. The 5500 daytime, the 5500 lumen daytime bulbs. And I have 3 of those. And that's all I use. I have box lights. I hate them. I don't think they work well at all. You know, back when I was first starting and all I had was like a poly wall and like 3 lights, people would always ask me like, oh my God, your pictures are so good. What are you using for your pictures? And I'm just like, and these little lights. Clamp lights, you get them anywhere. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot. And then I just use an actual roll of paper. Like, I think it's Crayola brand. I got it at Walmart. And that way, if it gets dirty, I just pull out some more and cut it off. I need info on Mercari. Do you have other videos on Mercari? I do not. I haven't done any how-to videos on Mercari. But if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me. I'm no expert on Mercari, but I sells on there. Okay. So, let's get on to eBay's. eBay. All right. Now, I told this story over on Instagram, and I may have brought it up on this too. I don't know, because this was during this middle of the summer. But this Build-A-Bear, I remember listing it, and I was like, why am I even listing this silly bunny? It's not going to make me any money. I listed it for $8.95 plus shipping, and they're really heavy. You can notice the shipping is $5.50 because they're a full like 15 ounces with the poly bag. So you're barely scraping in under the first class rate. And but the story about this little guy is actually the person that bought it. Son lost his best friend, which was a little bunny that looked just like this, on a trip to New York. And it got left at the museum, and the museum never found it. And so she bought this as a replacement for him. And she wrote me this really nice note because I checked to see like how it went. And she's like, oh, well, he noticed that, you know, it wasn't as worn as the other one, but I let him know that like the time that he spent at the museum, you know, this and this and this happened. And so it was a really heartwarming story. And it reminded me about why I sell these silly little things for $8.95. I mean, it really takes no time to list a plush, and you really never know. I joined a Facebook group recently that's basically like Lost Lovey locator service. And it's where people have like pictures of stuffed animals they used to have as a kid or ones that got lost. And they're searching for them. And it's actually a wealth of information for bolos, because a lot of the plush that people are missing is vintage. It's from the 80s or early 90s. And some of those items are like $150, $200, $100. And I was like, holy cow. So yeah, there's a super huge bolo list of like vintage, like 80s, late 80s, 90s stuffed animals that people are looking for because it's like their childhood friend. It's a Facebook group. It's I'd have to look it up. It's like Lost Lovey Locator Service, I believe is what it's called. I'll find it for you and let you know. Does Mercari cost to list? No, it doesn't cost anything to list, and they charge you 10% when you sell it. Pretty simple. You know exactly how much you're going to make whenever you list it. And I had listed 2 brand new Coach items on Mercari, and they never sold. The pics were good. I wonder if it's because I didn't have any prior sales. It could just be because Coach is just a saturated item nowadays, and there's so many fakes that if you have it priced even $50, people are like, I'm not going to pay $50 for a Coach bag, because that's where the replica market ruins brands, because it brings down the price of the items. And I personally really like Coach. But when you go to try to sell them, it's really hard to sell them for decent money. All right, next thing. All right, so I have bought this Eureka EnviroSteam machine for my house at Savers for, I don't know, $10. And it leaked all over the place. So it was sitting in my garage forever, and I was going to throw it away. But, the Parter Outer and Me, that's going to be my show on HGTV. It's going to be called Parter Outer. We're going to come after Flipper Upper. The Parter Outer and Me was like, no, I can sell these pieces. So I actually took off the little cloth holder clips, and I took this off. And I did take off the power cord, which was really stupid because it took me a long time to do that. And I don't think anybody's going to buy it. So, that was just me going overboard. But anyway, this little capsule for $9.95 plus shipping. So worked out. The last of my Simpsons power banks sold. I bought these 2 years ago. I had flash drives and I had battery chargers that I bought at Forever 21. They were on clearance, and then they had their clearance buy one, get one free. So I bought all the stock they had, and I have officially, as of this summer, sold out of all of the USB drives and all of the power banks. And it kind of made me sad because I just had these in a little drawer. I knew exactly where they were. And every time I sold one, I just, pop it into some bubble wrap and stick it in a poly bag or in a tiny 6x4x4 box and go on about my day. And it was consistent money. Over the course of time, I think I made $400 off of these things, off of the USBs and the power banks, and I kind of missed them. Let's see. Lauren says she did end up selling those Coach bags on eBay. So who knows? I don't know. You kind of just never know why something sells one place and not the other. I loved these shoes. I was really upset that these took so long to sell. I even had these really spectacular pictures. Look at these pictures. How good are these pictures? Kudos to me. Just really awesome wood-carved wedges. The problem was they didn't have a name, and they also didn't have a size. But I figured they were 7.5, and I thought the pictures would just sell them all on their own. Took forever to sell, but they did sell. $26.36. They were on a 20% off sale. I kept lowering the prices and raising the prices and lowering the prices and I think at one point I had these down to $22.95, and then I raised the price back up, and then you're just going to find your buyer at some point. They're going to come along and go, oh my God, I love those shoes, and then buy them. This little Stitch came in a plush bag, so 50 cents. He wasn't listed very long. He went off to Hawaii, actually, and he was on sale, 20% off, so I sold him for $10.36. Went first class. He's living large over in his homeland in Hawaii. All right, and then next is another Starbucks mug. They were all purchased all at the same time. My mother actually bought them at Salvation Army. They were 99 cents each. Some of them were $1.99. I don't know which ones were which. But this is Banff. This is actually a Bolo Starbucks mug. Some of them sell for $129. I don't know why I couldn't get mine to sell for over $100, but it went on sale, 20% off from $99.95 for $79.96. I thought I was going to have a problem with my buyer. You know when you get those messages about like, can you please be careful about how you wrap it? I've been getting lots of broken items. And you're like, oh, no, not one of you. But she actually left me really good feedback. I double boxed this item. I figured for $80 I could double box it. Plus it was going within my state. So it didn't cost me really anything extra to double box it besides the box. And, but yeah, this Banff one is a definite Bolo. Like I said, typically they go for over $100. I just couldn't sell mine for over $100. Just don't know why. Okay, this piggy was called Piggy Thrifters. Piggy Thrifters. I almost kept him. But I didn't, because then how would I make any money? He came in a bag of plush, so I'd say he cost 50 cents. And sold on sale for $14.36 plus shipping. Next up. This was my fail wah. If you watched the stew, you heard the story. I bought this item for $50 from somebody locally who just had some rando pictures in ceramics, like on Facebook, and they had got them out of I guess like an estate that they were cleaning out, and she was basically just wanting somebody to offer her money for them. She didn't know how much they were worth, and if I was a bad person, I could have just offered her like $3, and she probably would have taken it. But she was saying like they were just trying to get money to buy a car because they couldn't get around and blah, blah, blah. So I started looking up this information about all the, like, there was only like 5 or 6 things. And I was like, oh, that one's not worth anything. That one's not worth anything. That one's not worth anything. And I was like, oh, this blue poppies design is actually very desirable. If you see this pattern on plates or bowls or pitchers, any type of ceramic, you know, breakables. I call them breakables. I never know what's the difference between ceramic and porcelain? I have no clue. Anyway, they're really desirable. This particular print, it's Royal Dalton blue poppies. I went ahead and put it on auction. They normally sell for about $150. WorthPoint told me they come up about once a year. These pictures come up about once a year. They sell for about $150. So I was like, okay, I don't normally run auctions, but this seemed like the right item to put on auction. I was going to list it for $199 since it was the only one on eBay and do best offer and take anything over, you know, $100 or whatever. I listed mine on auction. I got a bid. The very next day, somebody else listed theirs on auction to end the day after my auction. And I'm like, if you know an item is rare and it only comes up once a year, why not just wait? Why not just wait until my auction ends, and then whoever didn't win mine will bid on yours, and then they'll know there's probably not going to be another one of these popping up anytime soon, so they better buy yours. Like, why not just wait? Well, instead, mine sold for $56, and theirs sold the very next day for $140, I believe. Let's just say I wasn't very happy about it. But I chalk it up to the fact that I helped a lady out and gave her $50. And I feel good that I didn't like rip her off and be like, here's $5. Bye. And yeah. So it was just a learning experience to just like I know what it was worth. I should have just priced it what I was going to price it at and let it go on buy it now. Learned my lesson. Okay, here's another topic I want to talk about. These coupons. If you aren't familiar with pinching pesos, I started out selling coupons. That's where the pinching pesos page came from. That's where the name came from. If you search far enough back in Google, you'll even find my blog where I was trying to do a couponing blog way back in like 2006, 2007, right around there. Anyway, I get these coupons in the mail every month from Office Depot. They're 30% off of office supplies. This one was special because it had this little gift card coupon. And then 15% off of your mailing services and printing stuff. I normally get 2. I don't know why I get 2, but I normally get 2, but some months I only get 1. And every month I sell these for anywhere from... This one I priced up because it had this $20 gift card thingy. So I went ahead and priced $14.95. And what I do is I say that it has shipping, but if you want just the online code, just select local pickup. Just select local pickup. I'll email you the code. And a lot of times the customer, and I started doing that because the customers kept emailing me or messaging me saying, hey, can you just send me the code? I don't need the coupon. So anyway, $30 essentially, $29.90 or whatever for free coupons I get in the mail because I always sell both of them to the same customer. Not the same people every time, but like the person who buys it, they always buy both. I've sold them other ones for $7.95, and then I started raising the price to $9.95, and then these sold for $14.95. And then I forgot to list the one that I got last month because it was in the car. So I wasted $12 or whatever. But anyway, don't throw away. Always look up your coupons that you get in the mail. Some of the most valuable ones are the ones that are percentages off of a total amount. So if you can get a 20% off coupon off of Nordstrom's or Neiman Marcus. Neiman Marcus has like $300 off your purchase of $1,500 or whatever. Those coupons, look them up. Like, it's definitely something. I mean, it's actual trash money was going to go into the trash can. And I threw these away for a whole year before I even knew. I knew I can sell coupons. I just didn't think about it. I bought this guy for $1.99. This is a crane machine toy. I only bought it because I wasn't familiar with this character or this show. And I looked up the comps and I was like, well, I could probably sell him for about $15. And that's exactly what he sold for. $14.95. He only took less than a week to sell. And that's it on that plushies. This I paid $2.99 for, I believe. It might have been $4.99. I bought it on a whim just because it was $19.95 computer software sealed in the box, and it came with a VHS. Now you can look at those requirements for your computer, and you better make sure you have MS-DOS 5 or later. Windows 3.1. Otherwise, I don't know if you can play it. But I found a YouTube video of the original commercial, and I actually put that in my listing, I think. Yeah, I did. Put it in my listing down here. Put the YouTube video in there, and I noticed on the comments of the YouTube video, people were like, oh my God, I loved this game. I wish I could find it, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't really sure how much it was worth. I started the auction at $19.95 and was just like, the market will tell me. You know, the market will tell me. I sold it for $24.79. I figured that was good return on my money for something I just, took a whim at. All right, I'm going to stop sharing so I can go ahead and bring up the rest of the listings because I didn't want too many windows open and then my computer all crashes. All right, 1, 2. I have a funny story to tell about one of these. Or maybe it's not funny. Maybe it's just sad. There's a lot of plush coming up. So sorry if that gets... What happens with plush is that whenever I'm kind of in a listing where I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to clean that, I don't want to do anything with that, then I can just grab a bag of plushies because I can just like, they're just easy, you know? They don't take too much trouble. All right. I'm probably going to crash my computer. I got too many windows open now. Okay. Let's share. This camel pack kit took forever to sell. I bought it for $2.99. I don't know why it took such a lifetime. It was brand new. I finally got it down to like, I think I had this for like 20 something dollars at one point. $9.95 is what I ended up selling it for after like 2 or 3 years. I'm so surprised I even knew where this was to ship it out. This was a coffee mug I had sitting on my bookshelf for over a year because I just didn't list it. I listed it. It sold in less than a week. I paid, I believe, 99 cents for it. Might have been $1.99. I don't pay any more than $1.99 for a mug, but I think it was 99 cents. This Emily Strange brew. It says Emily Strange brew on the back. Strange brew. Is actually fairly rare, and it doesn't come up very often. So if you see any of this Emily Strange stuff, it's definitely worth doing your research. $49.95 plus shipping. Not bad for 99 cents. I don't know why. I guess I was saving it. It was a savings account up on my shelf for a year. Okay, this is sad. This is my sad story. Okay, I bought this disc gear for $4.99. $4.99. I had it listed for, must have been a lifetime. I think it was over 2 years. I kept lowering the price, lowering the price, lowering the price. It got down to $12.95. A guy in Italy kept offering me $1. He finally just bought it for the $10 it was on sale for. I dropped it on the way out of the storage and broke the end piece off of it. It was brand new. I broke the end piece off of it and had to cancel his order. He was going to pay like $40 in shipping for this $10 disc gear. But I ended up having to cancel and refund him because I broke it. If you ever see these little wet video clears, these sell really fast. They don't sell for a lot of money. They sell for $12 to $15, but they're typically only like $1. You might even find them at a garage sale. I paid, I think, 99 cents or $1.99 for this. It sold in less than a week for $11.95 plus shipping, and I sold another one on Amazon Merchant Fulfilled for $14.95. These are more of my vintage diapers. I still have about 10 pairs of them. I thought somebody was going to buy them all. I got an offer on Mercari from a guy who was like, well, how many packs do you have? And I was like, I have about 10. And he goes, well, what's the best price you do on them? And I go, well, I'll do them for $25 a piece. And he told me to make a listing so he could buy them for the $250. And I made the listing, and then he didn't buy them. Surprise, surprise. But anyway, I paid $2.99 for these at Savers. I bought 24 packs of them, I believe. They've been selling over time. I sell about one a month. I've sold them anywhere from $29 to $45. I have them priced right now at $39.95. I might run a sale on them just to try to get rid of them. I might even just do a multi-listing. Like a multi-listing on them on the last 10 pairs that I have. 10 packs that I have. So that way they would, I could just get rid of all of them. Madhu says shipping would be high on 24 packs. Well, it was 10 packs. I'm sorry, did I say 24? It was 10 packs at $25 a piece. And on Mercari, it was only going to cost me $15 to ship them. Because Mercari's got some crazy shipping thing. I talked about this on the stew. This is the silliest little thing. I took a best offer on this of $10, I believe. I paid $1.99 for it, and I only bought it just because I thought it was the craziest thing. It makes cubed eggs. I don't know why anybody needs to make cubed eggs, especially one at a time, but somebody wanted that sucker. I just bought it because it was weird. Went ahead and listed it. It sold. No biggie. This fat cat. I love these fat cats. This chubby fat little cat right here. Sold $24.95 plus shipping. He came in a bag of plush. Since he's so big, I would count him as $1 in the bag because he would have come in one of the $2.99 bags, and he takes up a lot of room. And this little guy right here is a tie, which I didn't think was going to sell for anything, but because, you know, normally tie, you think like, it's not worth anything. But it's a tie. God, my picture was really overly processed. It's one of the Thai Luxe ones, and it's called a Pluffies. And $12.95 plus shipping, and it cost me about $0.25. And this jackrabbit, okay, this is like laws of attraction, because I was in my storage, and this guy was the last thing left in a bin of plush, and I was like looking at him, and I went, well, I'm surprised this guy hasn't sold yet. And literally, he sold like that next evening. So I need to just go out and say like, hey, this hasn't sold yet. But I really liked him because he's this realistic looking little rabbit from Wild Republic. And $11.95. This came in a bag of plush as well. It's a little vibrating neck pillow thingy, even though I don't know how comfortable it would be because I don't know why, but they decided to put the battery thing right in the middle of where you'd rest your head. I don't know who thought of that idea, but it was a poor design. Anyway, it was super duper soft, way soft, and as far as the fur is concerned, and really cute. So $12.95. It cost me like 50 cents in a plush bag. Had these since before the election in 2016. I thought for sure they were going to sell the summer before the election. I had them keyword Cruz, Hillary, Clinton, Trump. I mean, they were keyworded presidential campaign. These are government word blocks. And I thought for sure they were going to sell. But they were listed for over 2 years. And I think I took a best offer. This isn't the price they sold for. I believe I took a best offer of like $10 on them. This cute little guy, I paid $1.99 for him. Might have even been $2.99. You can see I priced him at $19.95, but I put all my plush like 50% off, and he got swept up in the mix. He went off to France, and the person was really excited with him. So it worked out. I made a couple bucks, and he made somebody in France happy. Happy French people. I got this pre-Duffy Hidden Mickey Bear at the citywide garage sale. It essentially cost me no dollars because they had fill a box, I think, for $5. And I had like shoes and all kinds of other stuff in there, and I threw him in the box. But for the sake of saying something, I'll say it was 50 cents. I had him on an experiment. I priced him at like $100, and I had him free global shipping. I thought that might bring in a customer, you know, like an international customer. He's free shipping. And I thought if I overpriced him, sometimes you can create a value for an item. Didn't create a value for this guy. So I went ahead and just priced him normal price, $24.95. He went half off, $12.47 plus shipping. Not bad for something I got for free anyway. This Cohiba was my fail of the year. I paid $3.99 for this. I took a best offer of $10. I don't know how it had free shipping on there because it had to ship 2 pounds. So I essentially lost about $3 to $4, maybe $5, just by selling this item. It was like a handmade Cohiba little purse thingy. Yeah, definitely a wah-wah fail. That's not how you make money. This American Girl doll I paid up for. I paid $19.97 for it. I was concerned that I wasn't even gonna make my money back on it because the price of American Girl dolls has really gone down a lot. But I did find out that this was a discontinued Just Like You doll from like 2002. So I went ahead and priced her $69.95. I believe I took a best offer of $50 on her. And she had some condition problems. Like you can see, she had a bruise. She fell down. She had some marks on her arms and legs that I couldn't quite get off. But not bad. At least I got my money back and I made some profit on an item that I wasn't even sure I was going to make my money back on. This sold on best offer for, ouch, like $12. Apparently the lady's little 4-year-old fell in love with it. If you ever see this on your listings, you see this right here where it says calculate, there is an issue with your shipping. Your customers will not be able to buy your item. And that's probably why I had this listed for 3 years. And my daughter took it trick-or-treating for 2 Halloweens. And I waited on this thing to sell. And I thought for sure it was going to sell. And it never did. And the reason why is because nobody could buy it. Fortunately, my customer made a best offer on it. And so what it did is whenever she made the best offer, it told her, this item is not going to ship. There's an error in shipping. You need to contact your seller. So she sent me a message and I went to look at it and I was like, this errored out of shipping. And the reason why is because somehow it had first class on a 2-pound item and normally eBay errors that out on our end. However, it didn't. And so it leaves this. And if you ever see this on your listings, your customers can't buy your stuff. So anyway, that's why it didn't sell for 3 years. But I went ahead and fixed the shipping on the invoice, sent it to her. She paid. Everybody's happy. I paid $1.99 for each one of these calculators at Goodwill. One of them doesn't work. One of them has this little thingy on it. The sellcalculators.com bought them. They typically buy any of the calculators. And they made me a reasonable offer for $24.95. So I went ahead and put them in a flat rate padded envelope and sent them on their way. I had this guy listed for about a day. I took a best offer of $10 on it just because I have a second one. When I bought these, they used to sell for like $30. And then I bought a second one thinking, oh, I can sell it for $30. No, they don't sell for $30 anymore. And so $14.95 was about as high as I was going to get for a used one of these. I really wanted the picture to stand out. So I did a collage, and I think this is what actually sold this for me, was me showing him do his little peekaboo, you know? I think that's what sold this item over the other ones, because it really just wasn't a good buy anymore. Yay, cafe lattes, my favorite thing in the world. Whoop, 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 whoop. My dad found this at Goodwill like 2 weeks ago for $8.99, and I sat it on Amazon Merchant Fulfilled at $2.49 for about 10 days. It didn't sell, so I went ahead and cleaned it off and took the pictures and put it on eBay. And that was on a Friday morning, and it had sold by Friday afternoon, $149.95 plus shipping. These are a bolo. Keep your eye out for them. Trish, the newest member of the reseller stew, has found, I think, 3 of them at this point. Just looking on Facebook Marketplace, I would pay up for these items. I have set a price in my head that I'm willing to pay up to $50 for one of them. Because they just sell right away and they're just immediate money for you. They're going to sell. They're discontinued. People love them. You can see even on eBay, the rating is 5 stars, 75 reviews. People love them and they're discontinued. They can't buy them except for on the aftermarket from us. These sold the same evening I listed them, and I don't know if I have some kind of winner in here on the 8-tracks or what, but I did do a little bit of research just to make sure I didn't have some super rare, I just looked up the names and I was like, okay, yeah, $4, $4, $4, $4, whatever. And I paid $2.99 for this bag of 8-tracks. Went ahead and listed them for $19.95, untested, damaged, sold as is, acceptable condition. And they sold, I think, within the hour. I think it might have been, I think I told my friends, like less than 20 minutes. So I don't know if somebody had saved search for these names, one of these names, but they were gone. So I was really happy about it because all they did was take pictures of these and was like, I don't even know if they work. I actually bought these shoes for my husband. They didn't fit properly, so they essentially got tried on. They never got worn outside. I took a best offer of $25 on them just because I was trying to get my money back. Easy peasy. They sold within just a couple days. And this carafe I've had listed forever. Customer offered me $10 on it. I went ahead and took the $10. It specifically says that it has outer surface marks. It was a display unit. It's new other with outer surface marks. She sent me pictures showing me it has some scratches on the outside. And I was like, well, yeah, it says that in the listing. I don't know what she wants to do after this point. Who knows? I mean, it's $10. If she wants her money back, I'll give her her money back. But she hasn't responded. I bought this set for $7.99 at Goodwill. This doesn't work. I couldn't get it to turn on. I did unscrew the bottom because I heard something jingling in there. And I thought maybe something had come loose. And so I opened up the bottom, but actually what was jiggling in there was 3 more characters. I only had 1 Harry, but then I ended up with 2 more Harrys and this other guy and this other guy. So they were in the bottom down here, stuck somehow. And so I have it listed as not working. I said that I put batteries in it. It wouldn't turn on. It's missing pieces. It's not complete. You get only what you see. This is it. So I took a best offer of $35 plus shipping. It was pretty expensive on shipping for the customer just because it's 5 pounds. And but I thought, hey, I'm cash poor right now. I really don't care as long as you buy my crap. $35 from $8 is good for me because I didn't have $35 a minute ago and now I do. So that's gone. This actually just sold over the weekend. This came in a bag of plush, so it was 25 cents, 50 cents. It's going off to Canada. Sold for $12.95 plus shipping. It's actually, I washed it with some Tide Gentle and Clear or whatever it's called. It's in there drying in front of the fan. All right, we've got 3 more things left, guys. I sold a pair of clothing, a piece of clothing, a pair of shorts. I bought these a long time ago. I don't look at clothing unless something just stands out on the rack to me. And I mean, how can you miss these clovers, right? You can't miss these clovers. And I thought they were the loudmouth golf pants, but they're not. They're royal and awesome. And so I just listed them, Friday, Thursday, something like that. And they sold Friday or Saturday for $20 on best offer. I paid $3.99 for them, and they're used, so money's money. And I took this crappy picture at the swimming pool over the summer. I had bought some plush, and the kids were swimming, and I was like, I'm going to take some pictures of these plushies. So this is a god-awful picture. This thing's not really worth anything, but I was just taking the pictures, listing the things, taking the pictures. I was just using my time. And so I sold it for $6.95 plus shipping. And, whatever. It was 50 cents. And last thing, I just listed this on Friday. I made a variation listing. I have a whole bunch more of these parts that are over in my storage building that have fell off of eBay. So I need to just go ahead and get them added to quantity. which is so easy when you make a variation listing. So when I make a variation listing for parts, the reason why I do it is because you see all of these words: spiral cut cutting disc, curly fry cutting slicing disc, pusher cutter, cutting bowl, plunger, shaft, power motor base, hopper work bowl. All of those words will show up along with these words as organic search results. When somebody searches eBay for the item, if they put in tater twister and then used one of these words, power base, even though it's not up here in this title, it will show up in search as an organic search. It won't show up down at the bottom on the related items or similar items or any of those things. It'll show up in the actual organic search, as if I had in the title, you know, chopping disc or whatever. Anyway, I just put this listing up on Friday. I sold this part, and I have a whole bunch more of these. I probably have 5 of each one of these things. And the fortunate part about is whenever you do a variation listing, you can go in and revise your item. And when you revise your item, if your internet works at any rate of speed, you just go in and edit. You can go in and edit your quantities. So you go down here and edit your quantities. And so since I have more of these, I can say, oh, I have 1 of those. I have 2 of these. I've got 3 of those. I have 2 of these. So each time I find a new one of these units, I can just come in and update the quantities. I don't have to make a new listing anymore. So anyway, that's the tip. So that's the very last item I have to show you guys today. If you have any questions, you should probably ask them before I close out. I want to thank everybody for joining me today and always showing me your support. I really appreciate you guys. And I'm sorry that I fell off. I have horrible depression, anxiety that just snowballed into anxiety with more depression, and that caused more anxiety that caused more depression. And I got in a really bad place earlier this year. And so I've just been working on getting out of that. And I will make sure to do more videos. I'll keep up with my sales updates. And I don't like to do like haul videos if I'm not doing sales videos. So that's why I haven't done any haul videos, because I just think it's counterproductive to have haul videos and then not show like I'm actually selling this stuff, you know? And then also I got kind of depressed about my videos. Like I said in the beginning of this, if you missed it, I was like, man, I'm not selling that much. It's not like I'm coming in with like, oh, these thousands of dollars of stuff that I sold. But then, like I said, when I first started this video, that really is doing a disservice to my followers, that, you know, it doesn't matter how much you sell. I mean, I could come on here and show you 5 things, but if I show you 5 things that you didn't know about before, then, hey, I did my job. So, but anyway, I don't think I see any questions. Joe's asking about variation listings. I make a variation listing for parts because of that reason. Because A, I can update the quantities. Sad story if you've been following me for a long time. You know, I was the super shooter person, right? The wherever cookie press super shooter. It's really hard to say that. My listing on eBay, a variation listing that I had, if you searched replacement part for a super shooter, it was the #1 search result on Google. My eBay listing was. Somehow or another, it disappeared. I don't know if it's a conspiracy. eBay's got it in for me, but it was the #1 listing for like years, like 2 years. And then the listing completely disappeared. It wasn't in unsolds. It wasn't in completed. It wasn't anywhere. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to have to make a new variation listing because I've got like 5 super shooters that I've been not listing, and I need to get that variation listing up so I can get back to #1 on Google's, because people are taking my place. And all right, I guess that's it, you guys. Thank you so much again for all of your support. Kayling is asking, do you use plush sell faster during Q4? I don't think use plush sell faster anytime. I think they're a long tail market that you just have to build momentum for, and you're going to find that customer that needs that item because it was something they had as a child. Their boyfriend had one, and now they want to get it for their boyfriend as a gift or whatever. Sometimes people just collect a certain thing, like people collect elephants, or they collect huskies, or they collect pigs, or they collect cows, and they just collect them, and they search cow plush on eBay, and then if they like yours, they buy yours. I just found a cookie press still in the package. It's beat up. Yeah, the packages are always beat up. The old aluminum style still sells. I don't know. I only know about the electric ones. The Charlotte, it's the only one I know about. I don't know a lot about the other ones because I don't pick them up. Okay. I'm gonna go. I've got to do my shipping. I've got like, I don't know, 6 or 7 things going out today. So love you guys. I'll see you guys really soon. I promise I won't disappear. And I'll talk to you later.